While the Gazillion Hurricane bubble machine has an excellent internal workings, the mechanism that actually blows the bubbles, the machine as a whole has several defects. First of all, it has just 3 hard plastic feet which allow it to vibrate rather badly and move around. Second, because the feet are so narrow, it can tilt over very easily. Third, the angle is such that the bottle of bubble juice that's given with the bubble machine doesn't stay on, which means that the only bubble solution that's available to blow bubbles is what you pour into the reservoir, and that only has enough for about 3 or 4 minutes at full speed. Even if you change the angle so that this would stay in, the neck on the bottle is so short that all the solution would just pour out and make a mess all over the whatever surface the bubble machine's on. This video will show you some changes that will turn this machine from pedestrian quality to probably the best small bubble machine you can find. Start by using some 60 grit sandpaper to roughen up the outsides of the legs. We're going to use hot glue to attach an iron weight to these, and roughing them up will increase how strongly the hot glue adheres to the plastic. Using a hot glue gun, attach a 1 1/4 pound weight to the base of the bubble machine. Warming the weight in an oven to 170 degrees will allow the hot glue to adhere to it much better. Use indoor-outdoor carpet tape, double-faced carpet tape, to attach a thin sheet of rubber to the bottom of the weight to help the bubble machine stay in place so that the vibrations don't move it around. What I use are the rubber grippers you get from kitchen stores or hardware stores for helping you to open jars. The bubble machine is now stable and will stay wherever you put it. The weight does make it heavier, but when you consider that bubble machines are usually surrounded by lots of screaming children, that extra weight and stability prevents it from being knocked over if it's accidentally bumped. The last problem is the reservoir, so that it will run for a long period of time unattended. Because of the angle, like I said, this won't stay in there. However, a very cheap and easy solution is to get a 12-ounce plastic soda bottle, push in one side slightly so that it has room to clear the side of the bubble machine, and fill it with your bubble solution and just sit it in there. It holds enough solution so with a fresh set of batteries this should run for 30 to 40 minutes without having to either fill up the solution or change the batteries. This is pretty stable, but if you want, what you can do is use a heavy rubber band to go around it and help hold it in place. With these modifications, the bubble machine is very stable, can hold a large reservoir, and works much better. But as you can see, it suffers from a problem common to all bubble machines. The bubbles come out in great quantities and almost immediately fall to the floor. They are, after all, heavier than air. There is a solution to this, although it is a little expensive and a little complicated. Get a helium balloon kit from Walmart, Kmart, or wherever. Make sure the valve is turned off. Check to make sure any residual pressure is bled out of the balloon filling nozzle. Unscrew it, and then attach 18-inch to 2-foot long piece of 5/8 inch flexible vinyl tubing. Use a small pair of wire cutters to snip out the lower right finger guard so that you have a hole through which you can insert the flexible vinyl tubing that you attach to the helium tank. Take the lid from a 2-cup Rubbermaid or Tupperware type plastic container. I like the screw-on type that has a large lip here. Cut it in half and cut a half circle out of the half so that you end up with a piece like this that fits around the cowling that goes around the fan. You need to add 1/2 inch of foil tape to extend the lip a little bit. And this is the tricky part. You have to insert this around the cowling and then use pieces of tape to hold it in place. Reinstall the bubble juice reservoir. And that's it. Make sure that that aluminum cowling doesn't rub against the bubble wand. Now, when you feed the helium in through the tube at the back, the air helium mixture will fill the bubbles and cause them to float. Once you turn the helium on and get it set so it's just enough so about 1/2 to 3/4 of the bubbles start floating instead of falling, you'll fill your house with millions of bubbles. The bubbles will last much longer, and children, if they happen to be around, will have a lot more fun.